Angel Reese should have known that before she took aim at one of the most respected veterans in the game, Instead, she walked straight into a firestorm. What began as a throwaway comment quickly spiraled into a full-blown controversy that has the Chicago Sky's locker room looking more like a reality TV set than a professional basketball team. Reese, already known for her fiery personality and endless headlines dating back to LSU, didn't hold back when asked about Vandersloot's comeback from a devastating ACL tear. Her remarks questioned Vandersloot's age, durability, and whether the Sky could afford to rely on her to return at full strength. For a young player still in just her second season, those words carried arrogance that outweighed experience. For Vandersloot, a 5-time All-Star, 2-time WNBA champion, and 7-time assist leader, they landed like a slap in the face. Courtney Vandersloot has never been the type to seek out drama. Her career is defined by consistency, professionalism, and leadership, so when she finally addressed Reese's comments, she didn't mince words or dance around the issue. She calmly but firmly declared, "Contrary to what people say or think, my age is not a factor. I'm coming back better than ever." That wasn't just confidence. That was a clapback with receipts. Vandersloot's career speaks for itself. Championship rings, assist titles, and a reputation built on elevating teammates. Reese may have thought she was speaking hard truths, but in reality, she exposed her own immaturity. The rookie-turned-sophomore is still finding her place in the league, yet she decided to question the value of a legend who has already cemented hers. This wasn't a case of behind closed doors, frustration spilling over. Reese aired her doubts publicly, and that's where veterans draw the line. Locker rooms survive venting, teams endure tough conversations, but dragging your teammate's name through the mud in front of the media, that's how you torch trust in record time. The Sky were already teetering on instability. Kennedy Carter's clashes earlier in the season had stirred plenty of tension, but Reese's remarks turned a smoldering fire into a blaze. Ariel Atkins, Rachel Bannum, and Vandersloot herself were all caught in the line of fire of Reese's honest comments. Suddenly, it wasn't just one player versus Reese, it was the veteran core of the Sky against the young star who's supposed to represent their future. The team responded with what looked like a slap-on-the-wrist punishment, a half-game suspension, 20 minutes on the bench. That wasn't accountability, it was comedy. Fans, media, and even other players rolled their eyes. It looked like the Sky's front office wanted to appear tough without actually taking a stand. Instead of resolving the issue, it highlighted just how chaotic things have become in Chicago, and the irony is impossible to ignore. Early in the season, Reese herself was missing layups at a staggering rate, shooting under 30% on close-range shots during an ugly stretch. Her teammates didn't blast her publicly, they held her up, they supported her, they shielded her from scrutiny. But the moment Vandersloot's age and injury came into question, Reese flipped the script. That double standard is why veterans inside and outside the Sky locker room are losing patience. Courtney Vandersloot's response wasn't just about her comeback, it was a reminder of what professionalism looks like. After tearing her ACL, she's put her head down, attacked rehab, and committed herself to returning better than before. She didn't lash out, she didn't point fingers, she didn't create drama, she let her work ethic do the talking. Compare that with Reese, whose brand often seems more focused on headlines, social media, and stirring controversy than on her development as a player. Vandersloot has earned the right to demand respect, Reese hasn't. And that credibility gap is glaring. When Vandersloot says she'll come back stronger, people believe her. When Reese says the Sky need better players, fans and media roll their eyes. That's the difference between legacy and immaturity, between a career built on accountability and one being undermined by ego. Like it or not, Angel Reese's career will always be compared to Caitlin Clark's. The two entered the league together, and their college rivalry followed them into the pros. But while Clark has taken hit after hit, literally, from defenders targeting her, she's kept her head down, focused on her game, and elevated the Indiana Fever into playoff contention. Clark doesn't drag teammates, she doesn't dismiss veterans, she leads. That's why sponsors flock to her, why fans adore her, and why the WNBA itself hinges on her presence. Reese may generate viral clips and fiery interviews, but Clark generates credibility. The gulf between them keeps widening, and Reese's outburst about Vandersloot only deepens that divide. Reese's fans didn't help her case either. The moment her comments hit the air, her online supporters went nuclear, tearing into Vandersloot, dismissing her career, and painting her as washed up. It was ugly, and whether Reese admits it or not, a fan base becomes part of a player's brand. Clark's fans amplify her greatness, spreading her highlights and celebrating her success. Reese's fans, meanwhile, attack legends and cry conspiracy. That reflects poorly on Reese. Fair or not, free agents notice this kind of dysfunction. Agents notice. The league notices. Why would an experienced veteran or rising star want to sign with a team where the supposed franchise cornerstone publicly disrespects her own teammates? Winning requires trust. Reese's words erode that trust before it can even be built. Some have compared Reese to Draymond Green, fiery, confrontational, and always in the headlines. But there's one critical difference. Draymond's antics were tolerated because they came with 4 NBA championships. He had the resume to back it up. Reese doesn't. Without the wins, her chaos doesn't look like passion. It looks like immaturity, and unlike Draymond, Reese doesn't have the same organizational backing to shield her from consequences. The Sky look powerless. The half-game suspension made them look spineless. The coach looks like he has no control. The front office looks like it's prioritizing ticket sales over team chemistry. It's dysfunction layered on dysfunction. So where does this leave the Sky? With a choice. Either they double down on Reese, hoping she grows into a leader and learns from her mistakes, or they cut bait before her drama outweighs her production entirely. Right now, she's teetering dangerously close to that line. If Chicago continues enabling her, they risk alienating veterans, scaring off free agents, and wasting seasons in a league that's too competitive for dysfunction. If they move on, they admit their young star isn't worth the headache. Neither choice is easy, but the longer they wait, the harder it becomes. At the heart of this entire saga is a simple truth: respect isn't optional. Vandersloot's clapback worked precisely because it came from a place of earned respect. She's proven herself over and over again. Reese hasn't. Until she does, her words will only sound like noise, and worse, they'll make her look like the problem rather than the solution. Reese wanted smoke, but Vandersloot reminded her that there are levels to this game, and if Reese keeps punching up without results to back it up, her career risks turning into a cautionary tale rather than a success story. So here's the question that now hangs over Chicago like a storm cloud. Is Angel Reese worth the chaos she brings? Or is it time for the Sky to move on before their locker room fractures beyond repair?